meeting to order. Guys, while we do the presentation of the board, and pledge allegiance.
Colorado attention. Colorado forward march. Colorado halt. Colorado cross the colors. Colorado post the colors. Please join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Colorado reform. Colorado about faith. Colorado forward. Colorado halt.
Area, and we could have a moment of silence for Lieutenant Yost of the response rate. Joe works very closely with Wauconda, and many of you who have been in Wauconda Fest recognize Joe. She ran all the scores, the response rate scores, very close to the help. So, for a moment of silence. We'd also like to offer our condolences to Carl Gomper's family. Carl Gompers was a community service officer for a great number of years, as well as an inspector for building and zoning. And we lost, Carl lost his battle with cancer this morning. Roll call, please. Here. Here. We have several recognition items today. First, we'd like to bring forward Patrol Officer Jonathan Kings. For you is Jonathan Lindsay. He is a veteran of the United States Marine Corps. I'm speaking with Brad, veteran from doesn't let her quit. John's 27, almost 28, graduated from the police academy and middle school. And when I went to graduation, John was particularly upset. So I was looking, that was so hard. And I said, it's supposed to be hard. But not everybody gets to wear this uniform, and we're really proud. John was just about, he's in his 11th hour check. He starts his shadow phase of the FPO program. That's to make sure everything he learned at the academy and everything he's learned in the field training program is taken with us. I know he's a good Marine, he's a good soldier, and he's good. I'm very proud of him. And the community.
Mayor, just so the board is aware, typically we would have a new patrol officer sworn in front of the board. We were running kind of at the 11th hour trying to get Mr. Officer Pending into the patrol officers in the academy. We had to swear him in early in the morning one day and send him on the way to the academy. So he's here to introduce himself to you if you could have face to the name. So thank you.
Thank you. believe you have the next item as well. I'm going to apologize in advance in case I get a little bit emotional. Several of you probably remember a few months back when we retired a badge in the honor of Officer, which was Constable Frank Stites, who died in November of 1948. He was killed by his driver. That was the very first incident our department had, a retiring badge, in anybody's badge. About, well, several months ago, I presented the command staff of the police department with the idea that it would be especially exciting to retire a badge in the honor of anybody who's done a substantial service for the department and or was due of our love and respect and special recognition. So I'm very pleased to have family, the officer, the soldier, his widow, mommy, dad, his brothers, his aunts, I believe. I also had the pleasure, rough pleasure, several months ago, presenting Crystal and Eric's family with an award of valor of the 100th Club of Chicago and Lake County. That was tough getting through that, so I'm not going to repeat that speech because it's sitting right there looking at me and Crystal over there. And that's more or less when it's come to look at, I'm not going to get with that much fun. I feel especially honored to be announcing to the public today the badge 113, the badge that Eric wore, that's the woman who's second off the road, that Eric wore, considered under a most valiant man, a most courageous man, that we retired that badge here today. This flag, which reads, badge 113, honorably retired, recognized the birthday of December 2006, and the first 2013. Oh, 2006. That is being joined now and around the slide. And this is here. Dave Data and his son come forward. So many of you may know that Chief Dado recently retired a couple weeks ago now. So we've had, over the last couple of years, we've had actually a lot to work on together, administrative-wise, and also dealing with storms and things like that. And Dave Dado served as our emergency management and did a good job of doing so for the village. Under Dave's watch, we have expanded our emergency services, our search program, well, dealt with several different emergency events. In addition, we helped us work with some other administrative things. A lot of work was done, and very much appreciated. Always a council leader and professional. On behalf of the village of Wauconda, I'd like to present you with the students. Thank you very much. Absolutely. Mayor, I'm very honored. I need a lease for that. Obviously, it's been an honor to, serve in various capacities. It's been a great pleasure working with everyone. I plan on still, being involved to a certain degree with some things to help out with. Other than that, this is cooler than that. I'll have the uniform. But thank you all very much. I appreciate it. I believe we have the next item for something that Chief Yost and I have been working on. We again started with Officer Spicer recognizing him in capacity that he's not really officially recognized. And Chief Yost has been instrumental also in getting the drone here. Probably has no correlation between retirement here. There's actually 17 officers who have retired in some way, shape, or form from the Wauconda Police Department first inception. So, starting with the first title of Constable in 1877. You'll have to forgive me. Thank you. Constable Henry Golden was our first law enforcement official in the village of Wauconda. So, and we're hoping and praying that we got all the information correct. We know if anything that's not accurate, please let us know and we're going to properly recognize. So, but we're recognizing actually a total of 18 individuals who have retired in some way, shape, or form from the village of Wauconda. Most recently added with our current chief Yost. Right at the on Friday. So, but we're trying to just recognize the sacrifice that we make in law enforcement just in service. So, I love that happens. But anyways, that's going to be a perpetual honor of office with the Navy to retire from Wauconda. Will be actually displayed at our police building. Well, as was mentioned, our chief is retiring as of Friday, September 4th, so we are going to have the oath of office for Deputy Chief Bender to take over as the interim police chief. So, put your left hand and sit down. I found that having been appointed to the office of interim chief of the village of Wauconda, the county of Lake, do solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
Okay, I'll stay in this. Waiting back to the door. Just to make the introduction, my wife Kathy's been basically standing by beside me for about 24 years. She endured all the sacrifices that means my son Kevin and I have a son and daughter who have become people. So Chief Yost obviously getting ready to retire on Friday. She's been with us a long, long time, been in every single position. So we very much appreciate all your efforts. Quite a accomplishments as far as getting our accreditation process started, and all kinds of cooperation done for us. All of the drug programs, the drop box, all of those kind of things. There's no cost to the village. Also, there's a tremendous list. They had a list of about 18 things, but I figured that I'd bore everybody to tears. So I'd rather just say that we have a long list of accomplishments. Not the least of which, actually about a month ago, Yale University has a program for their youth crime, and they sponsored a trip for Chief Yost to go, all expenses paid, to go to this because we've been such a help to them over the years. So it's quite an accomplishment. It can't be covered in a single speech, and I'm not going to even try other than to say we very much appreciate your every effort, Chief Yost, and we will definitely be missed. And with that, I'd like to offer you as well as Chief of the City. We very much appreciate all your efforts. Introduce my mother. She's been a big part of my mother ran. We put together remind everybody that I was the 10-pound, 11-ounce baby that she couldn't wait to get rid of. Although she never really got rid of it. She stuck by me for all the years. Many different deployments in the military, and the trials and tribulations associated with law enforcement work in general. And the tribute I'd like to say to her right now is that it was through my mother and my father that I got the real sense of public service. And I can't thank her enough for that. And this
Okay, next we have public comment. The chair will yield 5 minutes to, 3 minutes, thank you, to, yes, LeBeau. So we have 3 minutes to ladies on item number.
Your mic. Wait for your mic. Don't start her time until she.
For already being emotional for today. Vice President, for comment this evening to ask that we receive regular updates regarding the communication status and progress of research done by our country in the matter of 9/11 celebration. The residents and business owners of Wauconda would like to know what, if any, correspondence being exchanged with them. It's my understanding that some comments have not answered any inquiries made, and I'd very much like to know if this is true. I, for one, am very nervous of control. We have 35 days to complete the thing. It's extremely unnerving. Anything less than 5 months of progress report, which is supposed are being suggested, is a lack of transparency. This is what we promised to us. We would like this to be an item on the agenda every week for the next process. I would also like to take a moment to publicly condemn the action of the individual that has caused others such as well. It's way too long for us to know. Finally, I'd like to mention in the height of the board's consideration consolidation. The Wauconda dispatchers today were called up along with other agencies during a time of extraordinary need, and our dispatchers answered that call by immediately reporting about the help with dispatching duties and assist in organizing massive efforts in place to apprehend the suspects in the terrible cases. A daughter of the dispatcher and a single sister, I implore you to consider this as an extra and note for your upcoming decisions. If the kind of dispatch service is working well, but any way of consolidation with dispatchers would not consider to answer that question. Forgive me, thank you.
Thank you. Chair will yield 3 minutes to Mike Chuckles Jr. 3 minutes to Tom.
Try not to hold the mic.
Just stated here, page 1, thank you for all your years on the board. Everything you've done as your time as chief and management officer, be there, especially with what happened today, which was just a disgusting, horrible act. I wish the other officers were still here, so I wanted to thank everyone involved in our public safety. We got a great town here. We got a great crew. Thank you, guys.
Good job, Mike.
Thank you. Maria Whitefoot. So we have 3 minutes to wait from council.
Maria Weissberg, FFI83, West Coast Avenue, Wauconda. This day is very unfortunate, but also keeps us committed as all first responders and we're supporting all of us come together. business matters that unfortunately must be adjusted in meeting deadlines to enduring update on the direction as requested by Trustee Bargini and agreed to by Mayor Barr have not happened. Board meetings are the only time the public and the trustees can collectively be advised. With a new lease term, why is this request not being accommodated? I would also ask you, Mayor Barr, to refrain from stating numbers or savings that have not been quantified or qualified. As we all know, with any as with all the admittedly unknown costs and losses in an unfair and continue, along with others, making that statement and not even having clear, concise information to get the efficiency first. Please also know that a very respected resident who has put countless hours into independence and prompt meeting notes was offered to compile all questions from both trustees and the public under one document. This would avoid repetitive responses and ensure all issues are addressed. If you would like this free assistance, please announce here and Joe know that this is happy to comply. Lastly, I attended the community meetings and realized the committee assignments, which typically are announced and happen after elections transpired. It is the public going to be advised who is assigned to what committee. I also applaud all of our trustees for attending the community meetings that they know they're going to make a difference, even if you aren't chair or co-chair, and there's a lot of them that attend all the meetings. It shows your true commitment to the community and reflects the exact meeting you are. Lastly, the residents took it upon themselves to do their own research, and I want if anybody's interested in a flyer to read and look at the research that we've done on our own. I'd be happy to give it to you. I hope you get to go and get the part of it. Thank you.
Chair will recognize Richard Flowrock. 3 minutes to go on the Wauconda.
Thank you. I've had a speech prepared about economic development and consolidation of the 911 call center, but after today, in a couple of hours of watching television, it dawned on me that there were more important things at least today. I want to thank the police department, the fire department for protecting us. But I realized when I rode out to our little hobby farm that I'm out there all by myself. And Mark and I did take the concealed carry test, so I got out my handgun today and took it with me, and then went to the park. I think that what happened in Wauconda at the grocery store next to the Burrito Express shows an example, only one or two in the last week, of how one needs to be able to protect himself. I think it's very important, and I have a button on here that's the fancy blue that recognizes the police, and I hope the fire as well. For any of you that weren't on, I'll be and bring it. Personally, I don't like personal attacks. I never went on Facebook, and I never wanted to read some of the Facebook rants that go on. I did get on Twitter. So I bought the Twitter for Dummies, and I have to say that Trustee Starkey was the only one so far that's followed. I don't know what I'm doing yet either, but I know what I'm doing. Yeah, and I was at a class out in Columbus a week ago, and they brought up a very good case about if you say something on Twitter or Facebook, be careful. Be careful what you say, because on Twitter, it's in the Library of Congress forever. So when you say something, first of all, be nice to other people, and second, be willing to back up what you say, and know that you're going to have to hear those words sometime down the road about a case. Thank you. Thank you.
Kelly Pleasant. Shall we have 3 minutes to Lady from Wauconda?
Hi, this will be my last meeting for a long while. I have to go back to dance classes. And I'm going to be glad that I'm done. I just wanted to say that I hope you guys all were able to read the flyer that we sent to you guys, and that here's what I see as responsible criteria to me.
before voting. Number one, was there a full written proposal? Number two, has every part of the dispatcher's job been taken into account monetarily? Three, are there other cuts that can be made first? Four, has there been a full and balanced report with both pros and cons? Five, have there been more than one bid? And six, what does Senate Bill 96 really mean? In regards to the $25,000 a month that you keep referring to, based on your own numbers that have been given out, that is absolutely incorrect information. I don't know how that information can be put out without there being hard numbers from a hard proposal. It makes no sense to me and it's irresponsible. On Facebook, on social media, the facilitator that handled the town hall conference from the political group Illinois Opportunity Project stated that she contacted her again for another meeting, teleconference meeting. I sure hope that's not true because, oh boy, if you didn't learn from the no confidence, that is a finger in the eye of Wauconda. I discussed with you last time that the figures and things that have been said in your mayor's messages are inaccurate, including the information that you put out about the dispatchers, about how many calls they can take in, and inaccurate information. As they show right. Number one, you wrote that the no confidence vote was because of the town hall meeting. It was from 2 years worth of information, not from one thing. That's your decision on what you're writing. And I sure hope that that's not going to come back and say again at some other town hall meeting. And if that's the case, I want to join in. I want to be a part of it. That's it. I'm very sad about everything that's taking place today. I wish everybody good luck with your new jobs, retirement, everything else. Thank you very much.
Kelly.
Mike Brown, Chair, we have 3 minutes to John from Wauconda.
I've not been coming to a lot of these meetings, but recently I have, just specifically over the call center. And it recently came to my attention that this board, this group, had made a campaign promise to make sure the call center stayed in Wauconda. But what I find fascinating is all these questions that you bring up when we have, Doug's done a phenomenal job and certainly done his due diligence. Chief data was available. Still, we get all these little silly questions coming up to hold off the vote. Are you just being disingenuous and have no intention of letting the call center be outsourced? Have you made this determination without any facts at all? Further, have you done your due diligence? What have you done to ensure that the call center is a good way to go? I mean, it seems to me that you're having to be spoon-fed every time we come to one of these meetings. I mean, we're facing some serious issues. We got a pension that's ballooning. We've got a state that's continuing to withdraw funds that we used to get. It's not going to get any better. The call center it's an easy call compared to what you've got on your plates ahead. Are you kidding me? So I don't know about your campaign promises, but I'm saying do your due diligence. Come October, you need to vote on this. And we need to get this off our backs as quick as possible. Believe me, you've got a lot tougher issues coming up down the road. A lot tougher issues. Lastly, I tried to patch in because since I've been monitoring what's going on here, I decided to start recording it. And this gentleman over here wouldn't let me patch into the audio because I might catch something that you didn't want to hear. And I'm just saying we need to be transparent, you need to be open, you need to function as a board. That's based on the community, what's good for the community. It's not supposed to be bickering between y'all. It's not supposed to be like that. And if this is the kind of petty board that we have, then we need to replace it because we've got some tough decisions coming up in the future. The call center is a no-brainer. A no-brainer.
Chair, Chair will recognize Steve Shaker. So you have 3 minutes to gentleman from the family.
Steve Chaser, 2263 Trailside Lane. To me, if something is out there for discussion and it's not resolved, I would think we'll go to old business so we can keep getting updates instead of having to request things to be added to the agenda, the 911 outsource. It's not been decided yet, so why not have, it is old business, it's not new, and once it's decided one way or the other, then it's done. Until that time, it would just seem to be under the old business category, you can check it off and do whatever you need to. And with that, when you talk about giving time to everybody in 3 minutes, I hope moving forward from today that you do that to everybody, including myself, if I don't go over and say it's over, instead of allowing some people to speak a lot longer. And if we have a question and it's not going to be answered, I understand it. We need to move on with other issues. But in several of the past meetings, we answered questions from people, and others who don't. And other people have asked questions and you won't answer them. So I'll ask it and you can answer it fine, if not. Why is there no information? Why are there no updates? Why is nothing being talked about on the agenda for the 911 consolidation? How come nothing is out there when it's asked? Are you going to answer?
When you're done.
Are you done? Oh, you're done? I'm done?
When you're done.
Oh,
You
okay,
have
I'm done.
10
Go ahead.
seconds.
Go ahead. I'm done. I'm listening.
You yield the rest of your time when you're done. You have 1 minute left.
So you won't answer until I'm done talking?
Correct.
Go ahead. I'll yield it to you.
Okay. Okay, so the trustees actually have a packet of information from them. About 2/3 of the questions that have been asked about the 911 dispatcher before the trustees as we speak. And the balance of the information will be brought forth at the next meeting for discussion. So Doug has been diligently working. The numbers, as I mentioned before, are, we only have one source of information, and that's from our staff. That's the only credible information that we have. That's the only information that I use. And as well as anything that goes in the mayor's message is also used from staff information. Nothing goes in it that's not staff information. So, having said that, the information on 911 dispatch will be on the meeting agenda for next month. Okay. Approval of the agenda. Gentlemen, a motion for approval of the agenda.
Yes.
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 Motion to approve consideration of consent agenda by unanimous vote. Roll call, please.
Trustee Wright?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Starkey? Yes. Trustee Armstrong?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Hall?
Yes.
Consent agenda. A, bill for payment from August 13, 2015 to August 26, 2015, the amount of $218,116.80. B, establishment of Christmas food street and Council of Commerce. C, approval of transmission water internal system improvements phase 1 project 2, request number 8, to Berger Excavating Contractors Inc., the amount of $272,829.69. D, approval of a budget amendment for part-time finance director. D, approval of ordinance authorizing disposal of surplus vehicle and police equipment. F, approval of ordinance increasing the number of liquor licenses and the reclassification from 13 to 14. The county is the new liquor license for 5 miles an hour.
Chair will entertain a motion for approval of items E through A, approve items A through F on the consent agenda. So moved. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
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 For old business, consideration and approval of ordinance amending chapter 152, the title 15 14 of the village code of Wauconda relating to sign regulations. Chris, I believe you have this?
Yes, I do, Mayor, thank you. Board may recall back in July, concept for many of the sign ordinance for village, taken up by the development committee looked at, suggestions that were offered and making refinements for the consensus switch. Subsequent to the development committee, the lighting command just happened to come up on part of their time, code review that they're doing, a comprehensive code review. They included the native few additional refinements to the ordinance. What happens to it. One of the things that the development committee asked was for their input on the minimum rate on how long the sign would have to be fixed before the message would be changed. And what I found was anywhere from 0 to 15 seconds was typically used. And that's a lot of that is based upon the conditions or the message that's being displayed as well as travel time and other things. Further, I found that the white paper that was produced by an organization and offered by the United States Sign Council that had recommended that community provide that staff sign for this building and that a reasonable timing for the staff. But I found that typically the communities are saying that somewhere in 5 to 6 seconds time to adopt. Is that recommending that the approval of the ordinance?
Thank you. Questions or comments of the board?
Are there any point signs that may be in violation of that?
That was something that was studied with the development committee and students. We have 8 signs in town that are electronic, in addition to the graphic, some visualization, prices. And but all of them are 2 seconds or less. What I found. So that would be said that development committee and what we felt we could do is to keep sending the notes and have the amendment already. With the technology that we're dealing with, is that it's fully within the control of the operator at that time. So we set the time and the changes to the message for the technology.
Other comments or questions of the board? Chair, I'll get a motion for the approval of item A, consideration and approval of an ordinance amending chapter 152 of title 16 of the village code of Wauconda relating to sign regulations.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Doug, do you want to cover the consideration and approval of ordinance authorizing the sale of surplus property?
Absolutely, Mayor. As you know, we had a property maintenance issue over at 403 Clearview Avenue. We had come to you a proposal to buy that property, we tear down the dwelling or the structure on that property and restore the lot so that we could sell it and get it back on the tax roll. That was the first few steps, and we're now ready to liquidate that property, get it back on the market, and we need to cover that with an ordinance having you allow us to liquidate that property. So if you'd like to talk about price, we can talk about that in executive session. Otherwise, with approval of this, we'd like to go forward and set the asking price with the realtor's recommendation.
Okay, comments of the board?
So long as we can discuss that in executive session, right?
Okay, very good. Chair, I'll get a motion for the approval of consideration and approval of an ordinance authorizing the sale of surplus property 403 Clearview Avenue.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Great. Under new business, we have approval of Route 12 and 59 traffic signal warrant analysis prepared by Wauconda and Associates. Please.
Yes, I'll start that off, Mayor. Thank you. In 2014, the village board approved a 176 corridor that includes some recommendations and representatives of the Wauconda Association of these things that resulted as a result of follow-up to our meeting with IDA. So we followed the report that Administrator Maxon and myself and Dan Richmond, Wauconda, they pretty much looked at our recommendation with the exception of one item. Did not say no, because on this, we took the next step, and they asked us for, there was a very considerable conversation over the traffic thing. The goal of the concept that speak of is to remove the overheat that Barrington 136, Barrington Road and Route 12, and replace it with a two-way local street that conserves the traffic lights at Route 12 and Barrington Road. And Gail Hamilton has done a traffic warrant analysis, and the answer that we went last night and discussed it with you, that we would like to do a two or acceptance of that document, and we would send it on to IDOT, to their review, and then follow up meeting with IDOT, and then take it from there. Then the we've got Dan Grayson, who's here, and Gail Hamilton, and one of the things we've been to do traffic engineers.
Thanks for being here tonight.
We've got a couple of boards here and putting down colors points. We've got some boards also. Oh, yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Non-electrical. Again, my name's Dan Grayson, and part of the Joel Hampton Association. March of last year, still reading myself a grade and really work with discussion. The 176 corridor study, subsequent to that, we tried to pick off some of the okay, so this is one of the finalists did a contain within that corridor. So we did the 176 study started way out here at Anderson Road and all the way through town, Main Street. It really was a few people were discussing how to improve access, during economic development and define the area it is. And one of the most interesting, one of the pieces they most discussing with them, not just the Department of Transportation, is really how to deal with our proposal for a traffic signal on Route 12. And as Chris said, they didn't say no. They didn't say, take a look at this and this and this and a couple of different things. And we moved forward with that. One of the biggest concerns State had here was they had some concern because technically, those ranch here, that is still somewhere around 59. And how to deal with that and how to deal with some of the concerns associated with their maintenance of it, how the state route designation affects access and standards. But they didn't say no. They asked us for a couple of pieces of information with respect to the signal, the proposed signal document on US 12. The first of which was the sight line from over 176 and down here from the bridge on American Road, 59 here at this point. Is that a problem? Does that create a concern for them in terms of the height of the traffic signal heights and the speed of the traffic travel between those two? And we got preliminary analysis for the anyway, 7 miles an hour. Might see travel speed out here. It's kind of early in the morning. You do have plenty of distance to be able to see the signal dislocation, and the existing bridge that does not create a problem. It doesn't obscure the traffic signal. So that was one piece. And then the second piece the state wanted to know about was the warrant study. Can we justify the installation of this traffic signal? Can we meet the minimum volume requirements posted in the federal guidance? Federal documents, minimum uniform traffic control, like minimum standards and thresholds for vehicle volume or other criteria of traffic or field crossing. But when you talk about maybe the state route that you have 12 and 69, particularly the intersection out here on 12, what they want to see, they want to see minimum amount of traffic for 8 hours before they consider the installation of traffic. And talk about the other end of when we were putting in our show, we were only 59. This intersection here, you're going to make us use 1 hour, the minimum volume. We looked at this and we considered a lot of the additional development that could go on, and we weren't really getting close to the volume that are necessary. Maybe 15 minutes for next. But so then we said, okay, what else do we need to look at? And what other concerns do we have? And one of the things that came up, again, in the statement, and as we discussed the potential to signalize this intersection, we saw the concern that they had between the view of traffic getting out from 176 and 26 traffic is coming south 112 and getting off 169. Start to look at that volume, and again, start to look at the village's long-range plan of how to generate, how to part of additional economic development and getting down to these funding. Particularly, there could be some developable property here, and so, it's an awful odd view. We know it's goes on a bunch, pretty hectic in the morning, particularly as well as off on traffic. When you come down to this intersection, they're looking back over their shoulder trying to get out. We said, if this was eliminated, and put this as a decision here, then remove this movement, you come down, make a left turn, come up to the signal, go that way. You same thing instead, it's a very short emergency that when you get on 59 to go north, you signalize intersection here, come around, signalize intersection here. You move all the cars around and do the analysis, and it's all based on comfortable with January 16. Take a look. It's close to their minimum volume requirement, not all the way down. When we added the additional development, that was considered important study for all of this area, and once we go on, particularly clarified that we considered access and roadway system here, inside the inside view 159. We get to 68 hours, there's minimal requirement for their volume. So I think that's certainly enough to start the conversation. But I think the other thing that comes out of potentially signalizing these two locations is anybody who's done this move in the morning, dealt with this need, or done this narrative and say that 2 left turns can signalize intersections in this station movement. I think we're also going to try to appeal to the state center. They know they have a concern. They know they have issues there. It's on the long, never-ending list of state highway safety concerns that aren't funded. So, we provide an opportunity for them to even consider something like this. But they didn't say no. They weren't on the idea. I don't know that in the way that it's presented, they definitely posed a number of challenges to us. Things to do for this to come back. So we've got all that technical analysis. It's more of a blow up and a little bit more information. So the proposal would be to eliminate the southbound 59 ramp at this location. So all those movements that are now being straightened down and the region between 176 here will come down. There'll be a left turn lane along left turn lane constructed, which is the signalized intersection. You come up, another signalized intersection here for all these movements, which places this ramp. The 2 Illinois 59 road or Illinois South 59 is further around 70 to provide access to both existing or future development uses, signal here, and then again, both of these intersections will completely be set to provide future foreplay. And then we're going all the way into town, on up the Osage, and then again, this intersection is designed to be set up such that the foreplay can be signalized and provide access to future development on this side of the road. So really that's the analysis we've done, some of the real concepts and drawings that are included within this study. And it's just said, here's blessing, they're going to step forward, formally submit this to the state. Include the preliminary analysis we did about the sight line and signalizing that location. We don't have to do anything with the existing bridge. Give it a spirit traffic signal. Give them the technical reasons to consider that signal that they asked for in their review. And continue to try and move this long-term project forward quickly.
Thank you. Quick question for either of you or both of you. For the property owners, you're aware of this potential project?
No, we haven't reached out.
The one thing I know for certain is that if you have a lighted four-way intersection, that it increases the value of that to any kind of development. I know that those are commercial properties there that look like they would like to be developed.
Well, I think the word is real, all the tax on building you can cover it. One of the goals of our plan would be to enter in some idea with a street where be able to sell off that property and use that fund to proceed to pay for the education technology. And it's roughly 3 acres of land or something, so there's still doing that. There's a lot of money there. That would be one of our steps down the road.
Questions or comments from the board?
Once this goes to the state, does it just get in the queue to get a thank you letter back? What information do we have that they're even looking at?
No, well, first of all, they're definitely going to look. We left them, they left us with a challenge to take a look at these technologies. The concept plan and the overall piece is just a little thing. But at that point in time, you don't actually take the kind of planning tools and those really more in the construction and maintenance system. So you move on to the next step. So here are all the technical reasons, the technical studies, the next logical step is moving forward. We will get a response. When you're getting a thank you letter from them, that's a neat idea. So they will have questions, they will have comments. Best case scenario, they would say, sure, go ahead and build it. And so there's construction now. Obviously, we're a long ways from that, financially and their point on property owners didn't do stuff with it. Again, the value of that, that's a chicken and egg thing. The intersection is more collected, obviously, so it goes back and forth. But no, we'll definitely get a response, and Chris indicated, we're going to follow up and have a meeting with the same folks and say, okay, we want to keep moving along on this. We don't actually, it's not going to happen today, it's not going to happen tomorrow. So, if the budget development comes forward, or whether you say, no, I think we're going to get another good plan, or so we're interested in this. They're not studying from scratch. They'll just lay some of that on work. The municipal end doing it, and we put a lot of our effort into it, and we want to be able to tell somebody comes forward and look to us as stations to develop in town. This idea is great, it's got some merit, and we've been to these stuff in the past. But taking my municipal hat off, taking my development hat on, that's one of the things that really slows folks down and gives them, a moment to pause and say, you get stuff from scratch to the department, they don't know how long it takes. They always know how long it takes. But every little bit you do, go through the amount of time that developers will have to deal with it. I think we know that
Thank you. I think the important thing for us as a board and for our residents to understand is that economic development, again, that's how it's for is one of 3 strategic goals that the board has adopted in the village. And a lot of the economic development work goes into, and investment goes into projects like this. The work, the engineering work, the proposals that have to be drawn up. And just the lead time, as you indicated, that has to be allowed. I know many of us are anxious to see economic development happen overnight. Well, in a perfect world, maybe that would happen. But if this is the kind of nuts and bolts that it goes in place, and it aligns perfectly with our comprehensive plan and our plan for the area that will eventually bear fruit. So I guess the best way I can describe this is the resident would ask me, what do you guys say on this? Is that we're trying to position Wauconda for future economic development growth. Because there's another item later on for this agenda about an engineering study, the sanitary district, that is another example of we have to put some resources toward that to position Wauconda for future economic development. So I'm going to thank you for all your help on this. And, hopefully we'll look forward to some good news someday from the state.
Yeah, we got a lot more detail in the presentation you gave us at the development committee meeting last week, and it was, I would urge citizens to take a look at the agenda packet that's online. The full report is in there. There's some great data and really encouraging opportunities for economic development if we get this wish list through the state. Obviously, we know that that's still a hurdle that we've got to face, but this puts a number of new economic development tools in our toolbox that will be of great benefit to the village, both medium and long term down the road. It solves the problem that we've all been scratching our heads over for many, many years is, you know, Route 12 takes everybody past the village and not into the village. So thanks, I'm excited about this.
I have one quick question. So Ivanhoe Road is just a little bit farther down from your map right there. Would there be any benefit in integrating it and then right up there when you change the path of that road, would that gain anything? Because otherwise, after the light, which I have no problem with, you have Ivanhoe Road a few hundred yards, a little bit farther down where people are still coming and going correct. Right now, it shows, yeah, it's a little off the map. And right, it's close enough. I just wonder if there'd be any benefit while you're putting the light and you're tying it in there, if there would be a benefit of any way, shape, or form or not. Otherwise, they're going to be doing their thing. If you're talking about traffic flow, all the people are still going to be coming across to get on there, or in the morning, get on 12 or get off in the afternoon.
When you talk about minimum volumes that approach a roadway or intersection, you want to justify a traffic signal. One of the requirements that the state follows and that the federal document tells you to do as an engineer, you have to consider, if I have a signal here in the future and I can make a right on red, I reduce the amount of volume I take some of that out and make that minimum threshold more difficult to get to. The vast majority, we do have confidence that I don't know, the vast majority of that traffic is right now. We did our analysis. And had that as my community for a period of time in the past, but I'm still at the time. Not only turn from 12 on to Idaho in the evening, but turn from Idaho on this down here, particularly to make the problem. Again, that can be a real tough thing. It's good those folks that want to make that left turn, and do not want to make that left turn, come up and these two signals continue on their way. So we did consider it in terms of Greg and Idaho all the way to this location. I don't know how everybody along there would feel of it. It's something long term, but as I said before, when we look at it in Florida, if you're going to move forward and try and do signalize intersections, you set it up such that they could have a fourth way, whether it's from Idaho Industrial Line or another development or public roadway that connects from this signal down to Idaho Road. I think ultimately all wants to be connected. So we did consider the traffic volume of using Idaho and put some of that up where we think the future signal would be. We also looked at So again, you kind of take the crystal ball out and make some assumptions in terms of where there's delay and where an easier path.
I just really understand this one. I really get it. It's one of those things when you see another road, another exit across 12 with a couple hundred yards down the road, so that light will be, I just didn't know if there's a chance to tie it in. And you almost, if you want to get one, I'm not sure how you do those things, you almost cap off that entrance to make everybody use the stoplight right there, and you think the better safety all the way around this thing.
Or you could limit it to right things only. You can let people move in and out, particularly left turn. I feel the out. No, it's point is all.
Well, the key thing on this was obviously the traffic signal on Route 12, because we have the only two overpasses from Route 53 all the way north on 12, and everybody bypasses Wauconda because of that fact. So that's only a couple of years ago, maybe we were out at this conference, and that's what the developers were saying. You guys are the hole in the donut. Yeah. That's why we're the hole in the donut, because people go right on past. So this is one of the key initiatives they started a couple of years ago to do that, give them a way to stop there and get in. Other comments or questions?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, appreciate you coming.
I
Yes.
would like the board to recommend for accept put on feedback.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, we have it as an action item. So the chair will entertain a motion for the approval of Route 12 and 59 traffic signal warrant analysis prepared by the Wauconda and Secretary. Roll call, please.
Yes. Trustee Martin?
Yes.
Trustee Starkey? Yes. Trustee Oswald?
Yes.
Trustee Perry?
Yes.
Trustee Howard?
Yes.
Okay, next action item is special event request for Lake County Water Sports to hold Brian Dickel Celebrity Bass Tournament on Bangs Lake on September 11, 2015, and to waive the watercraft registration permit fee for participants.
Yeah, I'll take this. In your packet, starting page 83, going through 85, we have a request from Lake County Water Sports. They want to hold a celebrity bass tournament on Banks Lake. That's on September 11th. It's got about estimating about 40 participants, 40 boats on the lake, and they're asking for a waiver of the watercraft inspection and registration permit, similar to what we do for the high school bass fishing tournament. I believe that's later in the fall. And they have talked about a modest fish stocking donation, and proceeds from that event are going to benefit the Walter Payton Foundation and the Brian Dickel Foundation. There's very little in the way of village support services for that, and we would recommend approval of that.
Very good. Any comments?
Would they still be paying for fishermen? The fish stocking fee would be in lieu of that, and I believe that was in excess of $2. So, but if I was just wondering, I know that was going to make sure.
It's tight for the strategic goals to come over time, and I think it's almost like just to get them for the professionals here, and I think some students that have to put in place. My only question is, will there be any issues with people with traffic moving to the celebrity tournament and that's also the day of the 911? So,
Absolutely.
so we'll have to be sure that roads are well marked, so instead of promoting Wauconda, people are being like, I'm never going back there because that's the show. So we want to be very mindful of that.
Please, Chief, you have a group got together there, the village did, and have a traffic parking plan and traffic coordination plan. That's correct. That's great. Okay, public comment?
There's some
Yes?
off-site parking plans with some shuttles expected. There's no doubt with the props of that and the props of the 9/11 memorial, which can be
Okay, any other comments or questions of the board? Great, challenging a motion for approval of a special event request from Lake County Water Sports to hold the Brian Dickel Celebrity Bass Tournament on Bangs Lake on September 11, 2015, and to waive the watercraft registration permit fee for participants.
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Next, we have a special event request from the Heroes of Freedom Committee to close Main Street from Illinois Route 176 South to the northern entrance of the Wauconda Police Station from 6 a.m. to 11, 2015 for the dedication ceremony of the Heroes of Freedom Memorial. You have this as well, Doug?
I do. This ties into our previous discussion. There's a map included in your package showing where the barricades will go for the closure of the street. The closure is to facilitate the setting up of chairs and bleachers to witness the dedication of the 9/11 memorial, the Heroes of Freedom Memorial. There's really no village services on that. There's no other arrangements for chairs or our barricades. You would support this request.
We appreciate Rotary's involvement, volunteering for that service. Questions or comments to the board? It's invited to that. One other thing, maybe this is just thought, just report that I was mentioned now. Do we want to do like a special meeting maybe next week to cover the storyboards and finalize that? What are your thoughts on that?
Not on the agenda.
It's also a short week because it's Labor Day.
That's what I was thinking, maybe the following Tuesday or what, because the following Tuesday is what, the 8th? Then you get the 2 days before the actual dedication. Right, that's what I'm saying.
Always, yeah.
The 8th is what I'm saying. Maybe a special meeting on the 8th, so we could give that other opportunity to talk about it and potentially get that thing in. Does that make sense? I think so, because they're gonna print it, it's printed on, like they do with wrapping cards, they're gonna print it on steel. Print it on some kind of.
Well, we have a development meeting at 5:30.
And do it after that, at the same,
That's the thing, we have a meeting.
they do the same time, 7 to.
Oh, no.
We're also in the example.
Yeah, that's right. That's it up. That's up.
What are your thoughts?
I think that's pretty good. Yeah. I think we dedicate the money to that, that can use it as this after the dedication. Very good, critical that this be part of the dedication. I mean, the last time that we had met, I think we fairly well understood that there was no way that the storyboards were going to be done on it. It was okay to just have the dedication of the flag and the memorial itself in place, and we resolved those issues. So we make sure we had a chance to make everything right. We do want it right. I agree.
That is the way I understood it, but we would, again, not pushing anything because we wanted to be discussed, we were happy with where we stood with the different forms of dedication. And we wanted to revisit this and so after the dedication, without going to that.
So I guess if you can do it, then why not do it? Would you,
They just said no.
once you get a chance to look at it, you can decide after that. That's the only way we can actually get it passed. I know, Chris Morris and, who else is there? Chief Gato and that kind of thing. Do you have anything else you want to offer? Do you have anything else you want to offer as far as the Chris?
No, other than,
Agenda.
told Brenda, whatever she needs, I'll send her, that she can documents or whatever. I will be going out of town, but, happy to supply whatever you need to.
And then make copies.
Or, yeah.
Copies of all this. Supposedly we'll organize,
So we'll give the rest of the week, check back with the board, see what you guys have as far as giving a chance to look at it, any suggestions. Pretty straightforward. I know that the museum and library also reviewed these and prepared them for them, so they're pretty straightforward, but, you know, it's added here and there. So we'll give it to the next, to the end of the week and we'll follow back up. Okay, anyway, Chair will take a motion then for approval of item C, special event request for the Heroes of Freedom Citizens Committee to close Main Street from Illinois Route 176 South to the northern entrance of the Wauconda Police Station from 6 a.m. to noon on September 11, 2015, for the vacation ceremony of the Heroes of Freedom Memorial. Right. Roll call, please.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, item B, consideration and approval of an engineering service agreement with RX Engineers in the amount of $5,256.
Hold in one hand a $5 million bond. That's a good week.
I saw the double zeros on there. I'm like, wait a minute, that's sense. To prepare a waiver and sewer master plan for this South US Route 12 plan area. Do you have this? You do, okay.
Yeah, this is part of our economic development strategic planning efforts. Once again, going on. 3% of water students through the development. And since the gas development was approved, we're getting much more interest in growing interest in development and redevelopment within that area along Route 12.
just talked about the park down there. This goes back to our 2012, to our 2012 comprehensive plan where we included a south planning area. Identified as the Route 12 south planning area. But that area is an area that does not have sanitary sewer or water. And what we're asking the board to do is to authorize anything to our village engineer to do a little, called new water and sewer study over there to identify better locations or appropriate locations for transit as well as driving and how it fits into our overall system. And that would be working with our HFC. The United States, IHME talked about $5,256, not the standard amount for these places. They asked for support and authorize mayor to
Great, questions of the board?
That's, I figure that's already in the budget, it's just, taking it from kind of
yes, I just put out that this is from our economic development, where we have a budget item that will come out of that economic development.
Good. Other questions? Chair will entertain a motion for consideration and approval of engineering service agreement with RHMG Engineers in the amount of $5,256 to prepare a water and sewer management plan for the South US Route 12 planning area.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Ray?
Yes.
Trustee Martin?
Yes.
Trustee Stewart? Yes. Trustee Oswald?
Yes.
Trustee Brett?
Yes.
Trustee Howe?
yes.
Okay, the last item is the action item as well, award of a bid for 2015 NFT street improvement program for road construction for an amount not to exceed $529,266.22. Brad?
Thank you, Mayor. Staff worked with our HM engineers to come up with this year's street program. If you recall, we recently completed a road evaluation study data. Used in that was data from that study was used to compile this year's program. We put the program out to bid, which yielded 4 bidders. Lord Construction Company provided the lowest qualified bid to the list of the streets as well as the scope of services included in your agenda supplement. Staff is recommending that we approve the contract to Lord Construction Company for an amount not to exceed $529,260.22.
Great. Appreciate the work on this, Brad. Questions or comments of the board?
When will they be done?
Once this is signed, middle of September,
And how long will it be?
a couple of months.
Right until the end of the OPM construction.
Okay. No other questions? Chair will entertain a motion to approve of a bid for the 2015 NFT street improvement program for Lord Construction for amount not to exceed $529,266.22.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Report, I will be brief as possible here. We have quite a few things left to cover. Again, we just send our condolences to the Flurwitz family, the Carl Gompert's family as well. We give our congratulations for Chief Yost and Chief Gato. Make sure that we have 2/3 of the answers now to the board for the dispatch consolidation, so we'll expect the balance of those answers for the next board meeting. We'll have a discussion about that then. As I mentioned before, the averages, that's why you may have seen the difference in numbers. The averages is $300,000 based on Doug's calculations, and that's just divided over 12 months, so it's just simple.
Very simple.
The storyboard consensus, again, we'll cover that on Friday. Appreciate the work on that as well. We'll get that moved forward. And then, again, the dedication ceremony for Years of Freedom Memorial will be 11th of September at 9 in the morning A lot of great work has gone into that. Very much appreciate everyone's cooperation. Work on that. Very, very fitting tribute to such a monument. So it's a real honor to have that in our community. With that, we'll go to committee reports and trustee Knight's report.
Thank you, Mayor. As everyone said tonight, condolences to Lieutenant Connor and his family. He did work with, being on the press committee, did work with us with the youth and did an awesome job. I did have opportunity. My heart goes out to his family and all his fellow officers in his time, and also to Carl Gomper's family as well. He did a great job, and again, my condolences. My heart goes out to him. Since we had our last meeting, we did have a marketing meeting, committee meeting, and several items are in progress, almost complete. The Wauconda filming, excuse me, the video is almost done, so that will be coming soon. The revamp of it, I guess, as you would say. Also, the website that'll be launching soon. We're just trying to get a couple of small items taken care of on it. We want to launch it where it's off correct. We don't have to go back and do some small touch-ups here and there. So, police is doing a nice job with that as well. The gateway signs are up. As you've seen, the two new signs, so they look great. So, thank you to the trustees and boards and staff and everybody who's working on this. We also had the Mayor's Community Service Award, and we're working on that. Actually, email went out tonight, so we'll be coming up with the winners for that, and will be presented at this weekend. And meeting was a review and approval of expenses for the rough study and the preliminary engineering report, as we've seen here before. So everything is moving along in a positive manner. So, and thank you to Kurt Morris and other members of the Heroes of Freedom that met with us and started tonight earlier today, as you've heard. And we just received a new kind of review, and that's all I got.
Thank you. Trustee Bardini has the floor.
Thank you. I share trustee Nate's condolences to family of all officers. He was quite an individual and a professional. And also condolences to Carl Gomper and the family of Carl Gomper. Two losses in one day. Hard on everybody, but we'll have to move on. Next development committee meeting is September 8th at 30 p.m. at the Village Hall. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Chris Miller for keeping the committee focused on the economic development strategic goals. It's kind of a strategic plan within a broad strategic plan and economic development, as I said before, it's one of the great strategic goals. And then we have developed with the board in their economic development strategic plan. And we've been, Chris has kept us on task very well in keeping us focused on specific goals within that plan. We've seen some of the results here tonight. Tracking study to the sanitary sewer study that we're going to do. And hopefully more of those will be coming our way. So, Chris, thank you very much for keeping us on task.
Thank you. Trustee Swayze,
National Research Meeting was scheduled for next week, the 8th, and right after the Marine Fire meeting, is that something that we can get outside if we can put in the happen?
We should be able to get it.
We do it? Okay, very good. And I'm also pleased about the recruitment of the board people, the finance director here. And I'm happy to report that staff has done really well. I have a question for Administrator National. What's the time frame for the finance director recruitment?
I'll be making a phone call
to go HR USA redemption, the availability, and they are talking about who could do that more timely.
Okay, and then, do they have a job description, or do you have a job description?
We have a job description, we'll have to mark that up pretty significantly to identify what we want them to focus on.
You should probably just move it forward, the sooner the better, I think. And then, I want to address the dispatch because it's a lot of the time, it's more of a discussion than mine. We just turned out, or we had about a list of 15 questions. We just did a package of information from the administrators tonight, so I want to thank for that. I also want to address the comment regarding campaign promises, and I'd like to remind everybody that, you know, the primary goal is fiscal responsibility. So this board is my family. So I hardly think that asking for details about the numbers slows down the process or to extend it. So I just want to comment on that it's important that the board get a chance to get the information and do their due diligence. And then finally, my condolences to the entire law enforcement community in Fox Lake and Wauconda, because it was just a sad day with the passing of Carl and the events of Fox Lake. And I want to thank them and all public safety officials for their continued service to our goals.
Thank you, Mayor. Once again, condolences, Fox Lake, and, you know, the family budget department is huge, and even our department, as close as it is, really affects them. So, sincere condolences to him. Carl, great guy. I know he's been out to about this recently. He's been a little ill. Boy, he had a heck of a spirit going, and just unfortunate this morning that it all ended. So the best to Deb and the rest of the family. All the recognitions tonight. Very good. Good to see our new officer. Hope he's having a good day. Pat, congratulations on your long career, and best of luck in your future endeavors. And Tom, good luck, buddy. Oh, good luck. And Chief Beto, he got up and left, which I talked to him about. And Mrs. Schultz, thank you. We did have a short, we had a village services committee meeting tonight. Went very well. We had a request from a neighboring community as far as getting into an intergovernmental agreement, pretty much for code enforcement in their municipality, and also to use our administrative adjudication. So Administrator Maxheiner is doing a good job on that, and Rudy was there tonight with us, so be able to work things out, and I think both parties should be pleased. Brad gave a nice report on paving tower number 1, the main tower right here in town. And it was nice with Linda there. She came up with just a little tweak to it that, well, you got me there. It is all nice. But just a little thing about, you know, instead of just painting it, just tweaking it a little of where it's located so it's facing the lake. Very nice. And then discussion on Wauconda Lake drainage district. That's going to be coming out. Administrator Maxheiner is going to be working on that. And that's all I have, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Black has the floor. Just a couple quick things, just to basically reiterate what everyone else has said. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Officer Finzi. Number of our force. It was nice to put a face to the name at this point, so it was nice to have him come out like that. Also, Officer Schultz, and I've known the Schultzes for a long time. Since they were all kids, I coached baseball with them, and I knew Eric, not as well as Steve, but I knew Eric, and he was a true fighter. So it's good to see you as well. I'd like to congratulate Ted Yost and Dave Cato on their retirements. I'm sure you'll put the time to serve. I'd like to pass on the condolences to Fox Lake, obviously, the family of the swing officer, everybody involved with that, and that situation is still going on, I believe. So, hopefully it'll be ending soon. But on a personal note, to the Conference family as well, I've known Carl for a long time, before I was a trustee. I am the president of Lakeview Villa Home Association. And I have to tell you that I don't even know how many years I've known Carl at this time. But I will tell you that every time there was a problem, Carl was the one knocking on my door. Whether he was calling me out, he would talk to me about the quads and the golf carts running around our neighborhood, which, yes, that does tend to happen from time to time. Also, he was there when we started setting up the program to have the boat safety done right at our beach. We set that up 2 or 3 years in a row in order to make it a little bit easier for the police department as well as the LBDA residents. And I really think with all the years that Carl spent on the lake and all the stuff that he did, that we are going to miss an incredible ambassador for the village of Wauconda going forward. He will be missed. I know I will miss him, not only as an officer but as a friend, but I really believe the village is going to miss him and his personality and everything else that went along with it. So, again, my condolences to Deborah and the rest of the police family. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Trustee Howard,
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Obviously, I want to also offer my condolences to Deb and the rest of Carl's family. I was telling somebody earlier today, when you saw Carl out on the lake, he had that big smile, and you knew it was going to be a good day. He had a great touch with everybody, and he didn't try anything on the lake, but you also didn't feel like he had the thumb over you either. He really had a great way about him, and he will be missed, as everybody has said. Condolences, of course, also to Lieutenant Glenowitz and his family, the entire law enforcement family. I know this hits all of you hard. It's all of us as residents as well, but you guys especially so. I want to thank our officers, a great many of them who were detailed up there to assist during the course of the day, including our canine unit, and 2 of our dispatchers were also detailed up there, and they finally got up there to help at Foxconn with the huge volume of calls that they had. So I want to thank all of them for contributing to this regional horrendous thing. On a positive note, I want to comment that I'm happy to see Side Lot Lounge moving forward. I'm sure I'm not the only person who misses Murphy's, but it's good to see that something is within short order getting back in there and contributing to the vibrancy of our main street. So that's some great positive news to close with, and I will close with that. So thank you.
Thank you. Still be a motion to move to executive session for the purpose of appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees with a public body, and the setting of the price for sale of lease or lease of property owned by the public body, and discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed under this act, whether the purposes of approval of the body of the minutes for semi-annual review of minutes as reviewed by section.
So
Second. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Anybody want to take a look at the flags before we take out anymore?
I don't know how to turn it off.